সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আপনাদের সবাইকে আবারও আমন্ত্রণ কমিউনিটি ম্যাটার্সে। টুডে আমরা কথা বলছি নার্সারি ক্লোজার্স, টাওয়ার হ্যামলেটস এই টপিকে। এটা আমাদের ফাইনাল সেগমেন্ট। ইফ ইউ আর এ রেসিডেন্ট অফ টাওয়ার হ্যামলেটস and if you have a kid with special necessity, special requirement, and if you use one of those affordable nurseries run by council, I'm sure you'd follow this conversation. There has been a long campaign regarding this particular topic, Tower Hamlets nursery closures. Community members, local activists, they have been campaigning for quite some time now, and even from council they reopened the consultation because of public demand, because of public pressure. However, a decision is due very soon whether mayor and current cabinet, current administration, whether they will take people's view into consideration or not. That's a big question, and we've been talking about this issue. Today I'm very delighted to be accompanied by a very concerned parents who've been using this service for quite some time now, and she's been campaigning very actively on this particular topic, on this particular campaign. Noorajah Rahman, thank you so very much for joining us today and letting us know more detail about your campaign and about your concern about this particular matter. Thank you so very much. On my left hand side, I have Dr. Philip Rice. He is a member of Overview and Scrutiny Committee, an independent body that advises mayor and the current administration on public policy. Thank you so very much for joining us today and talking to me and my viewers on this particular very important topic. I am sure many of the Tower Hamlets residents, they are very concerned about. So, on last segment, you were talking about the implication, the long-term implication. You said that if there is no early intervention, if there is no early help in the development of a child, looking into the current strategy, that they might end up in wrong track. They might end up in all sort of antisocial activities in near future if they are not given enough support and resources to fulfill their potential. So, is there any alternative? Let's say, for example, in worst case scenario, your campaign doesn't become successful, and those nurseries, they they get closed. What's going to happen? Is there any alternate? Is there any alternate proposal? Is there any alternate opportunity for those kids, for those parents?
Unfortunately, the answer is no. The council has not provided any alternative to any parents.
Right.
They have provided a small place which only houses few children, term time only, called Children House, for children with children who are deaf. However, these are only term time only. They are not full-time running place. They are essentially for children, who can use it during school term times. So parents, working parents who want to use them, how will they use them?
Right.
Currently, we have 125 children on the waiting list. The council has run these nurseries down since December 2017 by turning down parents who came to inquire to use the nurseries. They have put their application in. They have been told, no, we are not taking any more children. They have run them down so badly that now they have put it in their agenda that these nurseries only house for a small number of children. 125 parents have wanting to use them, but they haven't allowed them. These nurseries are capable of taking 104 children. That's the capability of these children.
Right.
So they are not just
Combining
5 children or
all
15. Yes.
Combining all three of them, they have capacity
of 104.
104.
But
right.
yeah, you already seen 125 interest for these nurseries.
Right.
But yes, those numbers are not put into their manifesto. Secondly, you close these nurseries down. What alternative have you given the parents? None at all. Right. You've suggested all the parents to take their children into mainstream private nurseries. Private nurseries extortionate. Most of them will not take the 30 hours the government help that a lot of parents are using. The day nurseries will do. The 15 hours free childcare that we get for 2 years onwards, but they're only for parents who are on benefit or on low income. Most of these private nurseries will not take them either. Right. So parents are not allowed to use any of these services. Where on earth are they going to send their children? You've suggested that they will go to Children House nursery. As I said, that's not suitable either. So alternatively, you've just left them you know, out there,
In limbo.
find somewhere, but where? Parents will be losing their job if you close these nurseries down.
Right.
Children won't have anywhere to go to. Yet you sit back and say you're going to make cuts because this is what central government are saying, etc. You need to fight and face the central government and say, you know what, we have these nurseries are doing amazing work. We need to keep them open. You need to help us. Instead of arguing and fighting the cause, you're just giving up and washing your hands. That is not Labour. That is not Labour. You need to fight for us communities, us parents, our children, and yet it's not happening.
Right.
What I want to say is, everybody out there in Tower Hamlets, we are asking people to come outside Mulberry Place on the 26th of September, 5:30 p.m. Help us, lobby, let the council know that we are not going to put up with this. We do not want these nurseries to close. These are our essential part of our community. This is for children's future. So I'm asking people to come out and lobby with us and show your support and your gratitude.
Right. Thank you for that. There is a speculation that those nurseries may be privatized. How true is that?
No. Well, the truth is, last year, the council decided that they were going to outsource them to a private company. At that time, we campaigned, we went to the cabinet meeting, we lobbied and etc. The consultation went out for the privatization, yet the consultation result was not published. At that time, it was election time. The election went through. Straight after the election, the closure proposal came through. So privatization, they have suggested it, but we didn't know the outcome. Why did we not know the outcome? I'm sure it was a negative outcome, hence why we didn't hear about it. And then we moved straight into the closure, which is what we are now.
But then where is the accountability and transparency in the
There
whole
isn't.
process of consultation?
There isn't. Firstly, Tower Hamlet, we all know, is the highest amount of Bengali community.
Oh, yes,
English is their
certainly.
second language. Where was the consultation in Bengali? I didn't
Right.
see any. We have requested to the mayor and to the head of children's services that you need to send this consultation out in Bengali as well as in English. Nothing was done about that.
Right.
So a lot of people will not be able to fill up this consultation because English is not their first language.
Makes sense. I understand. And then, does lobby really work in Tower Hamlets? What's your view on it?
I think it will do.
Right.
We've seen example in Salford, where council has made a decision about the local day nurseries to close down. They have lobbied, they have put their case forward, they have made the council understand the important work these nurseries do. And Salford Council has turned around and changed their mind. So this is what we want to do. We need to make the council hear our concern and make him understand that closure is not the answer. You need to understand and see the work they do. The mayor, I think, needs to come and visit these nurseries, firstly, to
I'm sure
see.
he has.
No.
Right.
I have been to ask the mayor, and he has told me he visited the nurseries. I've spoken to the nursery heads, all three of them. He has not visited a single nursery.
Right. But has he made any one of you, as you know, as a campaign organizer for this particular campaign, has he spoken to any one of you?
I have had meetings with the mayor on
Right.
several occasions
Regarding
this particular topic. And
before
I
election, before local election, or after?
before the election.
Right.
After election, it's very hard to get appointment. Obviously, I'm sure he's busy.
Right.
But we have had last year and the year before
Right.
many meetings, and where we've asked for the transparency in the cost, the overhead cost of these nurseries. We have not had anything yet.
Right. But during those meetings, he was supportive, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
I mean, obviously, executive mayor, I'm sure you all will appreciate it. He got very busy schedule.
Absolutely.
You know, but even then, he has allocated his time to meet those concerned people, those campaign organizer like you. So he is serious about this issue.
Yes, I mean, if he's serious, then he needs to really listen to us.
Right.
You know, he's serious in terms of, yes, he's arranged a meeting to hear our concerns, but he's not, I feel, this is just pure to meet the parents. He's not actually listening to us. We have gone to him with our concerns and our questions. Questions have not been answered. We're still waiting to this day to hear these answers. We still haven't got any.
Right.
So how is he concerned? How is he caring?
Right, right. Thank you so very much. Thank you. If mayor or any of mayor advisors, if they are watching this program, I'm sure they will take this into consideration. Dr. Philip Rice, we you know, for last two segments, we've been talking about, even on our final segment, we've been talking about what is going to happen to those kids. We also talking about the affordability. We talking about alternate proposal. But I am sure your committee would appreciate that those staff members, those who are working there, it is also important to take their
Absolutely.
job into consideration as well. I mean, you
Yes.
mentioned about 50 plus staff members working there.
There
right?
are quite a lot of highly specialized staff. All the staff, example, Overland nurseries, they can all sign. Now, you're
Right.
not going to get that in a normal public, private nursery. You will get one or two.
Right.
These are skilled workers. Where will you house them? They will be jobless, and this is such a shame. These kind of people have been working in this nursery for over 35 years.
Right.
You are not going to replace them anywhere else.
Thank you. Dr. Philip Price, do you agree with her?
Let me give you a further context on this. I think it's got to be said, and Councillor Francis, who is the Deputy Chair of Overview and Scrutiny Committee, when it came before Overview and Scrutiny, started off by saying that the policy that we're talking about, day nurseries, the provision for day nursery, understanding day nursery, and he said he's a parent of children, he knows just how desperately difficult the day nursery situation is. So it's not that the Mayor and Cabinet are taking a sort of a unique decision. There is a problem about the provision of day nursery, affordable day nursery provision in town hamlets. This could be if the closure could be the thin end of the wedge. This is a terrible policy for working parents who are right at the bottom of the chain here, the ones that are just marginal between benefits or working. And the benefits, sorry, I mean social security, sorry, I might have been confusing there, social security benefits. So the Overview and Scrutiny is trying to get the Mayor, and we're trying to get the Cabinet to see that this looks rushed. I don't think they've listened fully to the petitioners. I don't think they've done a good consultation, and I even more importantly think they've done a very poor equality impact assessment in their document, which they have had 2 months that they could have improved it. They could have shown some sort of appreciation of how desperate the nursery and the affordability actually is. And I think that if they could do that, if they could say step back for another 4 weeks and perhaps even make sure that the Bengali community has been fully consulted in the Bengali language. I hadn't realised that.
No.
Then let us be hopeful that when we start to look at this from the equalities point of view, we realise that this pound, one side we've been talking about the cost of it, I've been trying to get you to see what it's been buying, and I'm saying that the support for local authority day nurseries brings you splendid equalities benefits. I think the challenge is for the Mayor in his heart of hearts to think, if I save £1.5 million or something like that from closing the day nurseries, will I be able to get as good an equality benefits from that £1.5 million somewhere else in my nearly £500 million budget? That is the question. The equalities benefits of this are huge. Okay, the costs, that side. Benefits.
The long-term implications.
And the long-term implications of people into the workforce, and better situation for people in the poorest and more marginalised sector of the community in Tower Hamlets.
Thank you so very much. Thank you both of you for joining us today and
come back
and talking to us about this very important topic. I'm sure local council, local authority will take that into consideration.
I hope so.
And I hope they will try to find out an alternate so that it can cater for the whole community. Thank you both of you for joining us today. সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, আজকে কমিউনিটি ম্যাটারসে আমরা কথা বলছিলাম টাওয়ার হ্যামলেটসের যে নার্সারি ক্লোজার তা নিয়ে। আমরা আগামী সপ্তাহে আবার আপনাদের সাথে দেখা হবে। সেই পর্যন্ত আপনারা ভালো থাকুন, সুস্থ থাকুন। থ্যাংক ইউ অ্যান্ড টেক কেয়ার।